what if I told you there's a forbidden, devilish interval hiding in every scale you use? Music theory quietly taught you to avoid it, and most producers do. Because at first listen, it sounds wrong and maybe even ugly, but once you learn how to actually use it, it can add a lot of emotion and edge to your music. So in this video, I'll show you why it's my favorite interval ever, as well as 2 different ways to apply it. Let's get into it. So, if all you came for is the interval, here it is, +6, the tritone. It sounds cool, that's it. Bye-bye uninterested viewers, you can click off. But if you're still here, I've got some cool stuff to show you. The tritone is my favorite interval because it's just so mean and dark and dissonant. Because in a typical major scale, you would have the notes of, let's say, C major. So from the root note of C, we would have +2 semitones, +4 semitones, +5, +7, +9, and +11. But the tritone interval is actually +6 semitones. Of course, it's not like the scale doesn't have that interval. You could go from F to B, that's 6 semitones. But the scale doesn't really encourage that. Like, it's C major, so your thinking is based all around the note of C. And from the root note of C, a tritone interval would be F sharp. That would be out of scale. And some people could say,
ooh, that's so dissonant, it's so gross and yucky, I don't like this sound.
For those people, I'm sorry, but this video is just not for you. You can go back to using your 1, 5, 6, 4 chord progressions. The door is open. You can go back to your house with all the live, laugh, love home decor. You basic bitch. But I'm speaking to my avant-garde homies, you know, the hipsters of the music industry. Because when you use this interval intentionally, it lets you make music that has that mean and dissonant sound that you don't really hear that often nowadays. Or when you combine it with the other, you know, good intervals, it can add a lot of edge and emotion to your music. But if you cram it in without much thought, it can just end up sounding tacky. So how do you use it? Well, right now I'll show you 2 different ways to use it. To make music that's mean or just straight up beautiful. First off, I'm gonna just try to use the tritone in the context of a mean track. So let's have a go at this. I'm gonna turn the scale off and I'm gonna start using our C to F sharp a little bit. And you know, this isn't just about the tritone interval itself, it's about dissonance in general. So another dissonant interval that you can use is the single semitone interval. So it's just 1 semitone up. See, that's very dissonant. Let's add some filter sweeps. Okay, we can use this sample. Let's add some strings. Ooh, something like this. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah, we might need to work on that last part. Yeah, so literally the only intervals that we're using is +1 and +6. Or -6 in this case. Yeah, so this gives me vibes of that. You know, it's mean, it's angry, there's some devious shit going on here. Haunted house type beat. I'm digging it. But what if you wanted to make your music more emotional and more beautiful? Well, you could use the Lydian scale. It's just like the major scale, except it has a sharp fourth. That's the only difference. So instead of a +5 interval, we have a +6. And the result is something that feels quite dreamy, happy like the major scale, but with a touch of uncertainty. But again, this isn't just about the tritone, it's about dissonance in general. And dissonance is actually something that jazz musicians use literally all the goddamn time. Let me show you. In the scale of, let's say, C major, let's build a simple chord. Starting from the root note of C, let's skip one note, add one note, skip one note, add one note. This is the most basic formula for building chords, and this way we get the C major chord. That's simple enough, but if we keep going with this formula, skip note, add note, we end up with the C major 7th. This sounds like a bit more intricate, doesn't it? And this is one of the most basic building blocks of jazz. Jazz musicians almost exclusively use 7th chords, or even 9th. But what's actually happening here? See, if we transpose this B down an octave, you'll see that it's just one semitone apart from C. That's very dissonant, but in context, it sounds beautiful. I really like using dissonance in chords because I feel like it just makes them, I don't know, it just makes them more emotional, dude. I'm no fucking music theorist. I just like adding single semitone intervals to chords. So now let's put this into practice, because this actually led me to create something I never expected. Yeah, shit, we might be on something here. I actually might finish this one. This is cool. So, I hope by now you understand the power of dissonance, and if you've watched this far, I'm assuming you don't decorate your room with any Live, Love, Love merch. I hope not. And since you're one of those people, I would love to help you out personally. Because I've seen a ton of producers struggle to make any music at all. But after implementing just a few simple systems in their workflow, they can finish their first tracks in just 30 days. So if that sounds interesting, book a call with me using the link below, because I would love for you to achieve your goals. I'll talk to you soon. Cheers.